This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Miss Amy Timlin and also Dave Coldwell. Amy, first of all, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. David, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Not too bad at all, thanks, considering.
I like the way, Dave, you've got quite a lot of yourself in, like your arms and...
You've asked me to turn my phone that way.
I
So
know,
what
because
can I
otherwise
say?
it's weird settings, that's all, so it's fine.
So how
You
how
just
is
look
Amy
like...
looking like
You
that?
look like... You look big in it, you just look, yeah. Don't
I
worry.
look big. I'm massive, mate. I'm massive.
Of course, mate, of course. Amy, so, yeah, I was just obviously having a little chat with you before we started, and you turned professional almost bang on. Was it bang on a year ago today or tomorrow, was it?
I had my debut 1 year ago today.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Are you going out to celebrate or what?
Just chilling in the living room like everyone else.
Absolutely. Well, that could change in about 2.5 hours, but we're not expecting much, are we?
No, not really.
No. First of all, Amy, how's the year gone for you? How do you kind of assess the last 12 months, barring the last 7 weeks?
It's gone pretty well. Like, I've been improving a lot in this past year. I felt myself getting better and better, and yeah, I've really enjoyed this year being a pro. It's different. It's been a lot harder, but I've really enjoyed it.
And Dave, who was you just giving a wink to?
That was Brooke. That was my daughter.
Oh, is Brooke going to sing us a song?
No, she's not. No.
Dave, yeah, talk to me about your decision to work with Amy. What did you see in her to make you think that she can go far in the sport?
So a few months ago, I saw a clip. A good friend of mine, Chris Lloyd, actually, showed me this clip of her on. I think it was on the pads, and it was one of her fights. And I seen her, I was like, because we'd just been talking with Chris about, he'd asked me about would I get involved in women's boxing and stuff. It's the same as anything. If the right fighter comes along that catches my eye and I think this is something that I can do something with and I'm excited to do something with, then I'll get involved. And I saw this clip of her and I thought, wow, she's good. She's really good. Technically, everything that she's doing, you could see a little stepping across the ring just effortlessly, and picking the right shots. And so I got the it was on Twitter, I think it was a link. So I think she was following me. I think somehow I DM'd her and I sent a message. I says, I've just seen a bit of your footage, blah blah. Who you with? What's the situation? And she was with. She said she was with Kieran Farrell. So I was like, oh, okay then. Well, that's it. Fair enough. Done. So I left it, and me and Kieran were still in touch, and we still talk. And we were talking about what he's up to and the fighters that he's got and stuff. And obviously Amy's name came up, and I said to him, I said, oh, listen, mate, I've got to say, I rate Amy Timlin. I think she's really, really good fighter, really good prospect. I said, funny enough, I said, until I found out that you managed her, I says, I wanted to look and see if I could grab hold of her. And he said to me then, he says, I don't manage her. He says she's actually looking for new management. So I got in touch with his manager. With her manager, because he was aware that she was looking for new management. And I did a deal with BCM Promotions, who looked after her for her first 4 fights, and got her got released and then signed her up.
So that must have been an experience working with Kieran Farrell, Amy. Obviously, Kieran Farrell had been in many exciting fights when he was fighting. So talk to me about how that all started with Kieran.
Well, I got speaking to his brother now, and I was on about I wasn't getting pads or anything like that at the gym I was at, and I wasn't very happy. So he told me to go and do some pads with Kieran, so I did. And then I felt a bond, like, you know, when you bond with someone straight away. I felt like that with Kieran, so we got working together, and it's been great ever since, and I'm really glad that I'm there and he's my coach.
Talk to me a little bit about before you turned professional, a little bit about your sort of amateur background.
I had 9 amateurs, so it's not many, but I went to the World Championships with the GB team on my second fight, and I lost it, but I came against the Russian number 3 in the world and lost on a split, so it could have went either way. And every fight that I had as an amateur, I fought at a high level against like national champions and stuff like that, and I done quite well for considering how inexperienced I was in the amateurs.
It seems like obviously you turned professional a year ago, but for the last 2 years, it is a great time to turn professional as a woman because of all the opportunities that many females obviously getting in the sport now, especially in this country as well. So you've come about and turned pro at the right time.
Yeah, I've always had a bit of a pro style to my fighting, like when I was an amateur as well. So it's definitely the right time to turn over. At least I can keep progressing because I'm only young as well.
Dave, obviously you know more opportunities for women. They're being featured on many televised shows now. So again, it's the right time to, if you can fight and you're a woman, it's the time now.
It is. I mean, if you look at how things have progressed from back in, Jane Couch was the original pioneer, and the blocks and roadblocks that she had in front of her, she smashed down trying to get recognition for women's boxing. And obviously things have moved on. You look at since Katie Taylor's been on the scene in the professional ranks, it's just flown. Everything's just gone to another dimension. Now you're looking at the next generation. I look at Terry Harper, and I think she's now kind of like the flag bearer for the younger female fighters that are coming through. And Amy at 20 years old, she's got bags of time. She's got bags of potential. She can fight. She can box. She ticks a lot of the boxes. And the fact that she's only 20 years old, we've got so long. She can really take this sport to another level, and she can join the likes of your Katies and your Terrys and becoming world champions, and that's the hope. And like you say, the media, television, fans, they're all getting behind women's boxing now because the quality is getting higher and higher. Whereas in the beginning, the quality wasn't very high. You had the odd fighters. Now there's getting more depth to it, and as we go on, I'm seeing a lot of amateurs in the women's sport that are coming through, and I'm sure Amy will back me up on this. There's a lot of talented young girls that are coming through now in the amateurs. So when they turn pro, the depth of the game is just going to keep getting stronger and stronger, and that's what we want. We want more depth in the sport. So then every fight's a good fight. It's not a case of an outstanding promoter's prospect fighting a girl that looks completely out of depth. Nobody wants to see them. And the fighters, the prospects, it's same as the men's game. They don't learn anything from that. So if we can get more and more quality in depth, then it's better all round for the sport.
You mentioned Jane Couch there, who in her day was very influential in women being able to box professionally now. But I was talking to Cecilia Breakhouse the other day, and she's from like a Norwegian descent, and she said to me that boxing was banned in Norway. I didn't even know that for like 33 years up until 2016. And then she went back to Norway to fight there and kind of achieve a dream. But yeah, the restrictions on women's boxing throughout the course of history it's been horrendous, really. Now, not so much, obviously, because it's not an even playing field just because of the sort of the amount of women boxing and how quickly you can obviously get to where you're going. But who did you watch kind of growing up? Say growing up, you're only 20 years old, Amy, but who are some of your kind of female boxing heroes?
It was Katie Taylor. She's always been like one of my idols, and now I'm becoming a big fan of Terry Harper and Natasha Jonas as well. So I think I've sparred Tasha quite a few times, and I love the way she fights, and she's a proper inspiration. And Terry Harper as well. Everything that, like, from where she was last year to where she is now, I think it's really good and it's inspiring.
Have you sparred men?
Yeah.
Who have you sparred?
Thomas Asomba. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, of course.
Kyle Williams. Like, not, they're quite high up, but they're not like well known. But they've had about 13 fights in the pros.
So, Dave, your opinion is definitely one to watch for the future. Like I said, she's only 4 fights in, only been a professional for a year, but one to watch for the future.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's all about looking to the future and the next generation of boxers. We can't just look at what's here right now. We have to see what's coming through and build up what's coming through. And I think Amy's definitely got the talent and the ability. And I think also the fact that she's so young gives her an advantage on a lot of the girls out there, because she's got a long way in front of her, a long career in front of her. She can absorb what's going on around her, get the quality sparring in, you know, and just increase her education. You know, learn under Kieran, just study the game, study your craft, and you know. Hopefully, along with women's boxing, as it grows, you'll see Amy develop and grow and become one of the leading figures in the sport.
Is that a fair comment, what Dave just said there, Amy?
Yeah.
So obviously this whole situation has left boxing up in the air. We don't even know when we're going to see live boxing again in this country, so we're all hopeful of that. But ideally for you, if we sort of say if boxing is to return in July, how many fights would you like to have between sort of July and December, if you can get them?
I want to be as active as I possibly can, but like I said, I'm not in no rush as well, because I'm only 20. But it's always good to get a lot of fights, or like as many fights as I can a year. So yeah, I would like to get a fair few so I can keep developing and improving.
Dave, spaces on boxing shows now is going to be like absolute gold dust, isn't it? I mean, depending on what kind of happens over the next couple of months, but everyone's going to be literally wanting to get out as much as possible, and it might not be possible.
No, I've already spoke with Eddie Hearn about this, about about the other fighters that I've got. You know, your Jordan Gills, your Hope Prices. Hope is at a similar sort of stage to what Amy is. A couple of fights in, wanting to fight regular to get yourself, you know, get his experience and everything. But the way that the landscape's going to have changed because of this virus, there isn't going to be the amount of shows that there has been in the past. I know Eddie's talking about doing behind closed door shows and things like that, hopefully, but there's only, you know, the limited to 5 fights a show. I think they're going to be, which means, you know, you're going to get your slot, get your opportunity, and then you're going to have to work in a circle so everybody's getting that opportunity. And that's, you know, that's not a case of a promoter's fault, you know, like we'd like to blame in the past, or they're not keeping active. That's just a situation. Every promoter and every fighter that's with a promoter is going to have them sort of problems. So fighters are going to have to be a little bit more patient, and whereas they're not going to get the fights that they would normally want, like I wanted 7 fights in the first, you know, I had to deal with Eddie that 7 fights in the first year for Hope. We've got no chance of that, you know, no chance of that because of this situation. So the learning has got to be, once we're allowed to get back in the gyms, that's the key. Then the learning has got to be in the gym, you know, with the fighter and the trainer, and get the work done there and get your education there. Hopefully we can spar and things like that. Learn all that in the gym. Bring yourself forward in the gym and be patient. And then when you get your opportunity, you've got to take the opportunity. But I also think that with this, I also think that the amount of fights that fighters having before they get put into tests and into real fights, I think that's going to have gone. I think there's going to be more meaningful fights a lot earlier on in careers, because we need to kind of like leap forward a little bit bigger, because you know, this virus might come back in, you know, in a second wave. Or like, nobody knows because we don't know anything about it. You've kind of you've got to take your opportunities when you can.
Amy, this isn't specific to women or men fighters, but is there any one style out there that you could maybe possibly compare yours to, or that you like?
What,
to
like
yourself on?
in my division?
Well, not specifically your division. Just is there a fighter out there that could kind of give us an indication on your style for people that haven't seen you fight?
I don't really know. Like, I'm aggressive as well, so I'd say any aggressive fighter that goes forward and likes to tear up. But I can also box as well, so I'm a bit of I can mix it up when needed.
Aggressive and loves a tear up. Well, the fans are going to love her then.
I was going to say fans are going to love it. I mean, you know, I've seen her fights, you know, on YouTube and clips of her training and things like that. She's a TV fighter. She's exciting. She's, you know, she's going to be in some good fights. She's a good boxer. She's got a good brain on her. That's only going to get better with experience and with knowledge. But yeah, she don't mind having a little fight.
Shannon Courtney's your weight, isn't she?
Yeah.
I was wondering when you was going to bring that up.
Well, she's had 5 fights. You've only had 4. I mean, experience-wise, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's a fight that I'd want at some point in my career.
Bit early though, wasn't it, to start?
Yeah.
I mean, not for both of you, because obviously she's only had 5 fights. She's only been a pro. I think she turned pro in March of last year. So similar kind of timing, similar kind of fights. Yeah, who knows? Could be something in the future. Remember where it all started, though? It started right here when I mentioned it.
You can't get credit for that. That's been talked about already.
Not on any credible platform, it hasn't.
No, that is. Listen, Shannon's a really good prospect. Amy's a really good prospect, and I think for British boxing, that's something that you could see being a good rivalry. I think, you know, it's good to have. You don't have to have needles. They don't have to be needle there, but you need to have good rivalries as you're coming through, because it leads to better fight down the line. I mean, who's to say that they don't fight because of the virus and because how things are? It might be a case of where that fight happens a lot sooner than what you think, and the fight is a good fight. Then in a year, 18 months, 2 years time, they fight again as a rematch. There's nothing saying that unbeaten fighters, when they're early on in their career, they can't fight each other. Oh, save it. You can make a good rivalry out of a fight happening early doors, and then, you know, somebody wants to reverse that decision down the line.
Absolutely. Has there been any conversations with Mr. Eddie Hearn about potentially being involved, putting Amy on any shows? I know it's a difficult question now to answer because of the lack of
it is a difficult question now, but we have spoke about it. Yeah, we have spoke about it. We've also spoke about a certain fight, but we've just got to wait and see how the land lies. As I said, there's just so many things right now that are up in the air. Let's just get the fights. You know, things are being put into place. Fighters have been told, keep yourself ready, keep yourself active, because you might get the call. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what Bojo says later on tonight.
Bojo, look, he's mates with Boris Johnson. That's why I can call him Bojo. What have you already had a conversation with Eddie Hearn about Aaron Courtney? Is that what you said?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, there has been talked about a fight. When is that likely to happen? Sometime in the future. That's a fight that he would like to put on, definitely.
Would you like to work with Eddie Hearn, Amy? I'm assuming you would.
Yeah, I would.
Got track record with female fighters, so it makes sense. All right. Any closing words from yourselves? Dave, first of all?
No, just thanks a lot for your time, as usual. Always good to speak to you, mate. Look forward to seeing you in person, and look forward to seeing all the fans in person as soon as we can. But just stay safe and just keep doing what you can to keep sane.
Amy, anything you want to finish up on saying?
Just thank you for talking to me, and to anyone who watches it, just keep following my career.
Does she know about our video titling, Dave?
About a what? Oh.
Like video titles. Does she know about them?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Amy Timlin calls out Shannon Courtney.
Start some beef, Amy. Start some beef. Coogan wants his numbers.
How about this? This is a better headline. You haven't said it, but I might just make it up anyway. I will break your jaw. Amy Timlin message to Shannon Courtney. Is that how to do that, Amy, or not really? No, you didn't really say that.
I think that might be a bit much, but if it gets the views.
Oh, see?
Oh, she's on your wavelength.
She's an IFL player here. She knows the game. She knows the game. Amy, Dave, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Keep yourself safe. Hopefully we have a little bit of positive news tonight, if we do or not. But, yeah, hopefully we'll get a catch-up with you real soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. Take
care.
All
right, Dave, Amy, thank you very much.
Catch you in a bit.
Thank you.